Good afternoon, everyone. I am here, and it is a wonderful day. I'm a little tired, though. Didn't get to sleep till about 3 a.m. when the headache finally went away, but we're doing good. Hello, Hugs. It is good to see you. I do not know if we're doing programming today. I don't think so. If we end up using the randomizer, there's always a slim chance, but it's like 1 in 10, 1 in 15, somewhere around there. So I don't know if we're doing programming, but we will find out. However, first, we're going to be talking about the braces a little bit, and a little bit of stuff. For those that do not know, there is a hiccup in streaming right now, and I did a stream this morning before work. I had a few extra minutes, so a couple people I know saw it, and one person replied to the stream, which was great. Thank you. However, I don't know if it was because it was just shy of 2 minutes or what the deal was, but this stream on YouTube, I think got auto-botted or auto-banned, and I got a strike on YouTube. Now, yeah, it's not... I know they're trying to keep content good. I totally get that. So I'm not saying anything bad about that. I just wish they would give more information, because it was definitely very much the automated response of just saying that, you know, that my thing fell, you know, it was causing spam and or it was misleading and so on. The title of it was today is an awesome day. And I encourage people, and I let people know in the stream as well, that today's main stream, we'd be starting off talking about different aspects of the braces. So I have an appeal in there. At minimum, until the appeal is done, if the appeal ends in my favor, then I will be able to live stream again on YouTube. If it fails, it's a 3-month streaming ban. I'll still be able to upload to YouTube, so I'll still be able to do like Minecraft episodes, stuff like that. But for the time being, I will not be able to stream there. It's not the end of the world. I started off streaming on Twitch. I will continue streaming on Twitch then. It's a little easier. And those of you in the channel right now, I have switched up the music a little bit. I am building a truly royalty-free playlist. Things that don't even need to be annotated into like the description or whatnot. Right now we have about a little over half an hour of music, so we may hear the songs a couple times, or I may stop the list eventually. But I was noticing on YouTube that even the Spotify channel that I was using, even though it was royalty free for Twitch, it was still getting copyright notices on YouTube. The ability to play them just without having the channel being monetized. So I mean, it's not a huge deal. My channel's not monetized anyway right now. But it's, yeah, I'm just trying to build something, get it all together. And today, MRD started on a new overlay for the stream. And it's looking amazing so far, just from what I've seen. So I look forward to seeing as it progresses. So anyway, it is now a few minutes in. Give people time to get in, so now I will go ahead and I will start talking about the braces a little bit. I am not in them today. You can hear my voice is kind of dragging, I guess. As I mentioned, I didn't get to sleep until about... Hello! It is, yeah, I know that Twitch can be... you know, for this reason, I try to do a lower bandwidth. And this is one of the reasons why I really liked streaming on YouTube, is it had better control of bandwidth. Especially in the mobile environment, I notice that Twitch is still a little glitchy. Like there's a few people, I think, there's a few people that I watch sometimes on Twitch, and if I do it on my phone, I have to do audio only, which is a little annoying. Anyway, let me grab the braces real quick so I can kind of go over them. So these beasts with the shoes weigh 15 pounds. Try not to hit anything here. Get a brake on. There we go. So these are the beasts, and let's flip this around here so it's better to. So first of all, you can see that there's an angle in the leg. This is the angle that my knee is still at on this side. And these braces are actually really cool in the fact that over time I can straighten them out. This cap comes off, and behind this cap is a it looks like a gear basically. And if you give me a second, I can actually show you guys, because I'll be updating these probably in another couple weeks or so, because in theory I can straighten them out one notch every 15 or so uses is a safe value. Okay. So, go ahead and take this out. I can show you guys. I'll just do one side so it doesn't pop off. Or not as easily anyway. Don't do it. Okay. Oh, so I can hold it in place. But this gear, I mean, it looks like a gear basically. Come on. Aha. So there's the screw. Here's the cap. So you can kind of see from over there. I don't know how close I can get this. I want to try to get it closer so you guys can actually see it. I don't want to lose where it's set up. Yes, yes it is. Okay. There we go. So you can even see where the marker is at. There's the teeth on it. So it's like, I want to say it's, I don't remember right offhand, but I want to say it's either 6 or 3 degrees. I think it's 3 degrees. And so what I do is I have to adjust each leg at once. And when I'm adjusting it, basically I adjust one little side. Oh, it's all good, Hugs. As I mentioned already, I'm also a little tired, but I want to make sure to get a streaming for you guys. This is why I'm not actually in the braces right now. I am just tired enough. I want to make sure I'm staying safe. Okay, and so this is also, because this is a movable part, this is why I always check these screws before I actually get up in the braces, so I don't chance having a joint just come loose, because that would not be good on. I mean, I say it jokingly, but I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Okay. So then, okay, we have another type of adjustable joint here at the ankles. And these ones are similar, but different. Why is it always during the stream that Adobe decides to give me Creative Cloud updates? No Creative Cloud updates at this time. Thank you. Okay. Boop. Use my head as a prop. So these guys right here, as you can see, is also adjustable so that ankles can be adjusted left and right side. These are a little different in that there's an L-wrench slot here and here. And you can adjust it to move it up and down. And there's wings down here basically that there's ball bearings sitting on, kind of locked in. I don't know if I'm able to get that one to show very well for you, but I will try. Oh yeah, you can kind of see the ball bearings in there. So then it allows you to, very, very good. So it allows you to move the feet up and down. I mean, you know, technically you can kind of go angled as well, depending on how you need to update it or which tendons straighten out a little bit first. But they're very brilliant. I mean, this whole brace set is, I don't remember the exact type of plastic that this is, but then most of the metal is steel. One of the main pieces of metal that's not steel, other than like rivets and stuff like that, the small things, is actually in the back waistband. And this falls right, I mean, you guys have seen it. It lands like above the small of my back. And so this lands almost mid-back. It is that, I mean, it's, you know, it's a good 6 to 8 inches. And then this is just extra. I had a piece of foam on here for extra support, but thankfully I've straightened just enough. It's mostly adjustable. I mean, these things, without insurance, these braces are insanely expensive. Because almost everything on it is adjustable. And, you know, the clinic that I get them through, they do all the major maintenance on them. So like if a strap, like one of these guys, let's see if I can get a good view on here. Oh, that doesn't help. There we go. So there's these guys. And occasionally the plastic on there, thankfully it hasn't happened yet with these braces, but over time the metal will tug on it at the end and create some torque and will rip the plastic. And when that happens, I go from being like this to being like that, because I'm trying to hold myself up. And that's, you know, you guys have seen these bars go almost all the way underneath my armpits. It holds me stiff as a board. And you've seen there's lots of padding on it. Again, this bar is covered in regular and black leather, but there's a good probably 1/4 inch of padding inside of, you know, in here. There's about a 1/4 inch padding on this side to protect my skin from getting sores. And there was the whole, like it was almost a year ago that I started the process of getting fitted for these guys. And you can see even like on the back of the legs, there's extra padding. And the reason for this here, and it's flared out, it's built up and flared out. And the reason why there's so much padding there, yeah, and that's where I'm leading into right now, is when I'm wearing them, because my legs are not fully straight yet, I'm actually kind of, in a way, sitting right here and here, because they go so far up. So what happens is when I put them on, you know, you've seen me start sitting down, there's a few locks, and there's some hip lock right here. Come on. Let's unlock it. Okay. So you've seen it where I have it on the bed, and it's like this. Now, basically, right here, this part slides down when this is straight. When it's not straight, you see this little, tiny little Dorito right here. That keeps it from sliding all the way down. And so when I straighten it, I can actually slide that down then on both sides, which locks the hips. And there's similar locks down here that do the exact same thing for the knees, and they're on both sides. So you have to kind of time getting the locks in place. And those 6 locks is what allows this system to hold up my body weight upright with crutches. And so from there, these braces, this particular style of braces requires me to use forearm crutches that are behind me and then lift up with my entire body and swing through the crutches. So that's why this set is so hard on my shoulders and on my neck. Hugs, you were asking about the other day, and now I can actually show this particular strap. You had asked about this strap being between the legs. And you can see there's give in the legs, especially if you're walking around. If I hit like a wet patch or something and my weight is on this, I could theoretically not do a full split, but just enough to throw my balance off. And since I'm not fully used to them yet, especially in this weather, all this strap does right here is give me a loose binding between the legs. So that's as far as they'll go apart. You know, obviously there's extreme cases where it could go further, but generally speaking, on a day-to-day basis, that's as far as it'll go. Yeah, no brace splits for me. Another update. Go away. I am not interested in an update. I just did a whole slew of updates this morning. Anyway. One thing I have not experienced yet with these braces, thankfully, and I'm going to preface this with, I know it's not if, it's when it happens, is falling. Falling with braces is pretty much inevitable. And so it's knowing how to fall safely. And especially when they weigh as much as these do. I'm going to set these down real quick. But the first pair of braces that I had similar to these, first style of braces I had that were similar to these are called HKAFOs, hip, knee, ankle, foot orthotics. The other style that has either dual cables that go to each hip or a rocker bar that go to each hip are called RGOs, Reciprocating Gait Orthotics. And the difference with those is when you push down on a crutch side and shift your weight, it swings the leg. And chic, yes I am. And no offense, none taken. But yeah, that's a totally different topic. I'm more than happy to cover on that at another time. Right now I'm going over the braces, but I am more than happy to go over that at another time. So basically with the braces that I had before, with the RGOs, you know, you hit a wet patch with crutches, and so like Hugs, you had mentioned. Well, we can come back to another time, but just not today's topic. So, Hugs, you had mentioned like splits in the braces, and with RGOs, I mean, it's not completely possible, but it's possible because now you're taking where these are meant to be kind of stationary as far as the legs are concerned. The RGOs, the legs are meant to go, like that. And so over time, you can, like, if you misstep and hit a puddle or something, you could do partial brace. I mean, they will only go so far as the cables or the rocker bar will allow, but you still could do the equivalent of like a mini split with them. And the main reason for the different style of braces, as I mentioned, with these braces, you have to lift up your whole body and swing through the crutches. I'm a little heavier than I was in high school. In high school, I got up to 135 pounds before I stopped using style like this because I didn't know that they made industrial hip joints. I last measured. I will eventually get the RGOs, and that is the goal. It'll probably take a year or two. The reason why I don't have them right now is I need to get my legs and my hips straighter. Because the RGOs allow for more movement, that's more maintenance that the RGOs need. Where the HKAFOs, because they're meant to kind of be stationary when you're upright, those adjustable joints that I showed earlier, there's still a fail point. There's still an area that the braces can and will eventually fail. So you don't want to combine the fail points of the HKAFO that I have, which is not the standard HKAFO. Usually you don't have this. Oh, that doesn't help when you can't see it. So this one and the one below on the knee that I showed already, you don't want to combine those together and have more chance for failure, especially when you're up walking around. The benefit of using the RGOs, though, when I get them again, which is the goal and it's the plan, I've been working on getting in these since 2014. But the RGOs, because you're shifting weight instead of picking up the whole body, it is dramatically better or easier on the shoulders. There's still degradation. There is still, the shoulders will still wear down over time, but it does allow them to be used longer and longer period of time, like overall, before the shoulders wear down. Eventually, I will need to have something like cortisone shots in my shoulder as the joints wear down a bit. So why do I use the braces then? If I know that the shoulders are going to wear down, and they've told me this since I was first in a wheelchair and first started using braces. I was in a car wreck that put me in a wheelchair when I was 10. I started using RGOs when I was 11. And they told me then that it's not if, it's when my shoulders break down. And I stopped using them for many years because of the hip issue, not knowing that they made better joints. It's been about 20 years since I last used walking braces. And so why would I go back to them knowing that my shoulders will eventually break down? Having the full understanding that my shoulders will break down is because I know the other benefits of it. The other benefits are you have circulation, and more than weight bearing, you have impact. The impact, especially if you do more of the walking, is better than just weight bearing on the bones. And in addition to that, you have impact for things like preventing kidney and bladder stones, which have been an issue for me, especially being more stationary in the chair, even being active in the chair, but more stationary in the chair as far as impact goes. And so you have kidney and bladder health over long term. So as long as I'm able to, I plan on utilizing walking braces now that I'm back in them. In addition to the legs, I've been showing how the legs are bent right now. I have to use special shoes that I got from the place that I get my braces, Hang Orthotics. And these things are just total clod hoppers. I mean, you can see where they've built up the sole of the shoe. There's a whole wedge. They filleted the sole and put in a wedge and added more traction, so that's what allows me to balance, like you guys have seen in the last few streams, where I will back up and I will balance like this with the crutches. That's what allows me to do that. And it took probably 5 or 6 fittings or adjustments. No, from the time of fitting, it was 5 sessions. From the time that I got the braces the first time, it was 2 adjustments to be able to get to that point. When I first got the braces and were able to take them home, I had a walker, and I think it's still, yeah, I still have the walker. I don't use it though, but I had to use the walker to get around because I was not balanced yet, and it was real easy for me to go forward like that. And so I had to use the walker and was spending most of my energy holding myself upright instead of actually walking around. And if you go and you look on my YouTube channel, there's I think I have the video up there when I first, yeah, I do, I put it up there. There's a video where the day I brought them home after getting them balanced, that my roommate went with me, and I went down the path of the walkway outside to the street and then back with crutches because it was that much easier. And it was so much easier and I felt so much more comfortable being upright. It felt so much more natural being upright once they were balanced, that I started using them at work. I would stand for a couple hours a day. Now, right now, technically, I'm still recovering from some surgery this summer where they removed another 45 razor sharp stones. And so I'm still only at work a part day. So I'm not taking the braces to work right now, and that's why I'm doing the braces more at home. And it gives me the opportunity to do the brace stream as well. Eventually I will be taking them back to work, and I will have I'll have a standing desk at work. I'm going to be getting a standing desk here as well, but I'll be able to start wearing them again at work. But I don't feel quite up to that yet. I prefer to be at home where I have, I'm a few feet from my bed, or, whatever I need. So, that's the majority of the braces themselves. I mean, I realize that's already half an hour just covering the braces. Well, not quite, 25 minutes. How's it? I forgot to ask at the beginning of the stream, how is the audio volume for those that are listening? I've seen we've been up and down on viewers. But let's see. I'm not seeing any dropped frames, so that's a really good thing. I think those are the major aspects to the braces. Obviously the smaller things, what you can use for straps as far as, I guess one thing I can mention, because I do have a back brace sometimes, I have scoliosis as well from being in the chair for so long. And so I have a back brace that I can use when I'm sitting in one spot for a long time. And ironically, or interestingly enough, my back brace actually fits in the main brace, or in the walking brace. So it, if I had walked today, because my sides have been a little more sore, oh, no worries about that, Hugs. I'm just glad to know the audio's good. But because my back gets a little sore because my shift is this way, and so I tend to bind up right here. My rib is almost touching my hip because of the scoliosis, and so this brace helps alleviate that. But because I mean, you can see the bend right there. But because I am working on maintaining and gaining core strength to keep from having back pain, my doctor does not want me using it all the time, but I can use it for things like I can use it while I'm wearing the braces, and it gives me that much more support. I actually stand about that much taller because it's holding my body that much straighter. When I'm sitting, I sit about that tall when I'm wearing my back brace. It's really interesting how it works. But it's just like a cast. You can't wear it that long without having some degradation or some atrophy of the muscles. So that's why you have to balance it out. And of course, for every person, it's individualized. So yeah, I think that is most of how these braces work. And of course, you know, during any stream, if you have questions about the braces or something on them, you know, what the adjustments are like or what the process is for taking them in, or, you know, I'm more than happy to answer that. You know, they are a ton of work, but it's at the same time very rewarding. One of the things that I look forward to is maybe next year is to take them hiking. I'm not like full on woods hiking, probably just more like, you know, some hiking paths or something. But still, like up to 2 miles, or in both directions, that's not bad, especially in the braces. And it's something that I'm looking forward to doing again, because I haven't done that for quite some time, and I miss it. So, yes. Whew. Okay, and I did not bring water in here. I think that's the most I've actually talked in a while. Normally I'm like going back and forth between what's on the screen and in a game, and so I'm not actually talking as much. So, we have some kitty sleeping in the background right now. My little kitty pillows. So is there any questions that, I don't know if, Gary, if you're still on, I've seen people log on and off. Hugs, if you have any questions about them. I don't know, I haven't seen MRD yet today. I'm guessing that she's probably busy. She's been really busy getting stuff ready for the holidays. So, let's see here. Boop. Yep, this one is Gizmo. And I don't see Gibbon up there. Is Gaz over there? Gaz is not over there. Gaz is on top of this cabinet, sleeping on top of the cabinet. And Gibbon, I think, is hiding under the bed. So. Oh, busy day. Busy, 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 busy. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yes. So I mentioned insurance earlier. Thankfully, I have insurance, because without insurance, these braces run about $12,000. And so I did still have to pay some from the premium or deductible, I mean, premium, deductible, I forget which one's which, for my yearly amount. And thankfully they were in network, so I didn't have to pay as much. So I did still have to pay some out of pocket. And it still wasn't cheap by any means, but, you know, considering what it is. Oh, there's Gibbon. Hi, Gibbon. Bye, Gibbon. You know, considering how custom they are, you know, at first I was kind of like doing a jaw drop moment when I heard how expensive these were, because I figured they were probably as much as like my wheelchair. My wheelchair, or, you know, like a quickie wheelchair of this model, you know, generally runs around $3,600 if you don't have insurance. Or, you know, I guess what is the gold insurances in the US these days? It's I think up to 80% or something like that paid. So, you know, you still have to pay 20% of that if you're not at your out-of-pocket maximum. And that's actually what I'm in the process for right now, is getting a new chair. Because I've been so busy with other stuff, I haven't gotten a new chair since 2012 was the last time I got a chair. And normally I get them every 3 years. So I am behind on getting a chair. And this chair has definitely taken a beating. It's lost a few spokes. I've had to do some fixing on it, but it's done okay. But it's definitely time for a new chair, and so I got the initial approval to get the wheelchair fitting, and that is taking place tomorrow morning. Then next week, we have someone from the wheelchair company coming in to do measurements on doors and stuff. So, new chair, brand new for like this style of quickie, the Quickie GPV. If you were to order it outright, retail runs around $3,600. And much less, obviously, if you go through insurance. Now, there's some reasons to go through insurance, some reasons to go private pay if you can. One of the things with going through insurance is if something happens to the wheelchair for a certain amount of time, you have to take it into the wheelchair shop to get any repairs done. Even if you are, I have like a fur on the tip of my nose that's just bugging me. Even if you're able to do most of the repairs yourself, like this last chair, because of all the programming stuff, I was able to get outright. And so I've been able to do modifications on this chair and fix things up over time and order parts for it. But this next chair, because I got the braces this year, I already hit out-of-pocket maximum this year. And so I'm actually attempting to go through insurance to get the new wheelchair, which means any updates or anything I need to get fixed, I will need to take into the wheelchair shop to get fixed. So it's saving money at the cost of convenience of doing your own repairs. And there's Franco Lad, legs. Yes. The legs, Franco Lad, if you've just came in, I was going over at the beginning of this stream the different aspects of the braces and kind of the breakdown of the braces and what each part does. So be sure to check out the stream afterwards. I have everything set to save to the VOD portion of Twitch, so you can go back and you can review it at a later time. Hey, Franco Lad, thank you for the follow. And I need to move that so it's not over my face. Can I do that here? Am I in edit mode? I am not in edit mode. I am in edit mode. So where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, I know I had this stuff in folders. Anyway, so yeah. And yes, the freedom is worth every cent. And to be able to do stuff safely. I mean, again, this chair is 6 years old, and while it still holds up very well, you know, the longer you have it, the more likely it is to break down. And again, just like the braces, it's not if it breaks down, it's when it breaks down and what you can do to work with it from there. So my my general procedure for wheelchairs is I usually have two chairs. I have whatever the current version is, and I have the version prior, just in case my current version breaks down. So I'm essentially maintaining two chairs. And I maintain the older chair just enough so things like the tires are pumped up, the brakes work, stuff like that. So if something happens to the main chair, I can transfer over to the other chair and get it and not be just like stuck in the water, because that would not be good. So I think those are the main topics as far as, you know, kind of stuff with that. And I mentioned the other day that with the crutches on the braces, you know, I modified those so that it gives a little padding here because I pushed so hard against the back of it. Let's see what we have as far as, so we can do random activity if people are interested. I was able to fix the I somehow managed to break the random activity generator that I created the other day, but I got it fixed, got it working again. So kitty cat. We can use it to, you know, unless there's like a game or something that you guys want to see directly, I can do a game, I can do artwork. We can keep chatting if you guys have more questions, or we can move into another activity. I want to, of course, give you guys the opportunity first before we go into like the random activity choice selection. Unless you guys like that. If you guys prefer the random, just say random. But like yesterday we did some Stardew Valley and then some of the game Don't Starve. And let's see. We have 3 people in here right now. I think I saw like we were up to like 7 viewers earlier. And that was, I think that's the most I've had in my chat. And today we've actually had quite a few people actually talking, which is nice. I thoroughly love chatting with you guys and you know, even answering your guys' questions. It's part of the reason why I do this, is to give inspiration and to, I don't know how else to say it, but I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy making this stuff for you guys.